All right, we are back and here finally with our women's advanced finals. It is Biggie Smalls. You know him. You love him. Katie Pierson, Allie Foster, and of course, we've got who we just watched win their semifinal, Ambulating Amigas. That is Kenya Medina and Annelise Rohrer, who put on a pretty good show there, but a tough battle they've got here in the finals.
Yeah. No other way to color this. It's heavy favorite Biggie Smalls. One of the leading teams in the series this year, and experienced, but a bit rusty veteran team in Amigas that ambulate. We're trying to give them the go-ahead from the booth. They're not rearing to go, but now they are. Katie Pierson trying to follow up that cuts review just saw at the end of semifinals with another break to start this finals match.
Terrifying to stare up against when you're receiving. That one will be played by Medina, and she'll give this one a nice hit, just enough to get out of Katie Pierson's reach.
Yeah, had a bit of an extended break after their semifinals match, of course, ending first for Ambulating Amigas, but looking pretty crisp there. Good recovery set from Rohrer there, too.
Weather update here from Philly. The rain is picking up. I would call it more of a moderate drizzle, if anything. It's no longer the light spray that it was for our quarters and our semis, but it's on and off, and these players seem to be doing just fine.
If you're wondering why Jonah isn't your local meteorologist, it's because your local station picked someone not as awesome to do meteorology for their station. So apologies to your local stations, but you can stay tuned for the North Wales weather updates here with Jonah Zwillinger for the remainder of the day.
Well, what we just saw there, and thank you, Ben, was an attempt at a nice little backhand flick from Annelise Rohrer. She's been pretty spot on with those so far today, but that one, unfortunately, missing it, and it's going to hit the net twice. That one, just a clean serve, and something that Annelise Rohrer could not track down. Not sure if you can tell Annelise Rohrer squinting a little bit there, trying to see through the rain. She'll see just fine, and she'll receive that well, and a good hit on the net will aid in that possession, but unfortunately cannot track down that hit from Katie Pierson.
Yeah, it's our first time seeing Katie Pierson with a big put away in this match, and it really just shows the level of discipline and technique that Biggie Smalls has in getting those long rundowns. We've seen a lot of attempted rundowns earlier in the bracket for the women's division, but they really stand head and shoulders above the rest of the field today in their execution.
Oh, that's a nice serve and a cheeky little dash through the field there from Katie Pierson. You don't usually see somebody go immediately into the path that the ball just traveled, sneaking under the receiver basically,
right,
to get that early movement. Yeah,
usually the challenge is you need to rotate around the offensive player so that you don't hinder them and lose the point by way of making an avoidable hinder. So it is a high-risk, high-reward scenario to cut off the angle and take that shortcut to the defensive rotation. Didn't pay off in that sequence, but it's now just another thing for Ambulating Amigas to be wondering and worrying about. Should they choose to let it get in their heads? Be an interesting decision to make, though. Pierson always the different foot stances here.
Yeah, keeping her opponents on their toes, like you said, Ben. First serve is no good, but these second serves can be just as deadly. Here it is. Beautiful. Nice little cut. Backhand wraparound. That's well played from Annelise Rohrer. Those are the kind of shots, and we said it earlier, that we've got to see from Ambulating Amigas.
Yeah, just making sure to stay clean with their execution. The serving pressure from Biggie Smalls is going to be good enough to get a couple breaks here and there. They don't need to give them any help on offensive mistakes. We're really quick to get into her pivot there.
Oh, great touch up there from Rohrer. The set not quite as good, and Annelise cannot make the adjustment. That one clipping the rim.
Yeah, really night and day. We saw Katie make that run down, get that put away, and the set from Foster had to be crisp enough to make that happen. Medina not able to match it on her opportunity defensively. You, I think, have a view from time to time of our observer, Tommy Drake. Really appreciate him observing as Foster tries to get a break on this drop pull. But, yeah, in the background there, Tommy Drake has too many balls in his hands. I'll say it. If you're observing, you want to have maybe 2 balls, because if there's a fault, you want to give them a second ball. And if they don't like that ball, then you give them the other backup. But that's it. Tommy Drake looks like he is wheeling and dealing used spike balls at a Spikeball tournament.
There's the set from Medina, and the hit from Rohrer is just simply not good enough. That gives, well, Foster and Pierson a chance. I believe that one is called close rim, though, on Allie Foster's hit. The set from Pierson was a little off the mark, and we saw Foster try to make that adjustment, but she just couldn't.
Ooh.
Second serve from Medina is good. That is a beautiful little drop there from Katie Pierson as she wraps her way around the no-hit zone and just gets that ball way out of reach of the defense.
Going cross stance here, looking like a lefty. Nope, looking like a flat stance.
Steps out left and goes for the jam. Medina receives it well, but the set left from Rohrer is just a little high. Medina had to give a pretty awkward swipe at it and unfortunately clips the rim.
Yeah, she's having a hard time getting her feet in a spot she wants to swing hard, so that's why she's finding herself off balance. Pierson wants to keep the pressure on them. We're laughing at the same thing, right?
We're laughing at Tommy Drake with all of his balls. He went down to pick up the ball that rolled to him, and he dropped 4 of the balls he was holding. You can't see it on the feed right now, and we're aware of that, but I'm sure we'll give you a Tommy Drake balls update at some point in the future, but he has discarded several of them and now can move around a little bit more mobile.
He has been moderately relieved of duty.
This one played here and put away nicely by Katie Pierson. That is the low hit that we are looking for, that really we have been lacking so far in our advanced women's games, but something that we know that Biggie Smalls have in their repertoire, and, well, we saw it right in front of our eyes there. Big serve, and that is going to give Medina quite a bit of trouble. Rohrer tries to chase it down, but cannot get it back towards the net.
Yeah, Foster getting in on the fun. Doesn't have too many different stances, but just swings hard. Oh.
That could have ricocheted.
Little drop there from Rohrer.
And nearly got the quick touch back up and on the net. But it'll be a hold, and Medina is trying to find this serve, but hasn't really done it yet. She's going for this big topspin serve.
Unfortunately, both no good. That's a quick double fault, so Biggie Smalls with the ball again. And Katie Pierson to serve. Like you said earlier, experimenting with these stances. A left step and a big righty swing will jam Medina up, but she receives it well, and then a nice clean put away after the set from Rohrer, so they'll get the ball back.
Yeah, probably the most inconsistent we've seen Ambulating Amigas this match so far. That set coming really cleanly off of Rohrer's hand and pretty well centered too. Making Medina have an easy job on the put away.
Down by 5 right now. You know that Annelise Rohrer wanted to get that second serve on to give them a chance, but a little out of their reach right now.
Pierson confirms the score is right on that rotation.
There it is. Those are the hits from Annelise we need to see. So good of a pull that Tommy Drake follows over and does a little somersault to avoid it. Let's check a replay of this. Tommy Drake out in the background. You can see him in the bright yellow of the observer. There's the stumble, the roll somersault back on his feet. That's athleticism.
Yeah, didn't get to see the end of if he stuck the landing after the roll. You had to jump back to live play for Katie Pierson hit this push through the gap.
Oh, that's a gorgeous push and right at us all the way towards the commentary booth. You had no defense anywhere close. The right shot selection and beautiful execution.
Yeah, like I say, if you want to win a point and you're playing against me, hit the ball at me. I won't defend it. So Biggie Smalls taking notes on my guidance. They stay up that 6-point advantage, 14-8. Oh, some good movement.
Yeah, good movement on that cut from Katie Pierson. The hit from Medina.
Ooh.
Looks clean enough.
Yeah, it was impressive how long she waited. It looked like Pierson was really ready to jump on some sort of hit, and Medina just kept waiting and waiting until she had that push option on the set. Good technique there. Rohrer gets it in play. Oh.
Set wasn't ideal, but a big swing from Allie Foster gets that one up and over the defense. Kenya Medina had a chance, but could not deliver. It'll be Allie Foster to serve. Big swing and nice and low, but Rohrer with a good receive and then whips out the backhand. But again, Foster is there. Not the best touch from Rohrer.
Believe Rohrer wanted to call rim on that hit that Foster had her. And I believe they sent that to Observer for a perspective to call rim and confirm the call.
Wait. She served at you. Now it's yeah, you just served to me, and then I served to you, so now it's Kenya.
Confirming the score there. It is 10-15. So Medina serving on the right side.
It's getting to that time where we need to see something pretty substantial here from emulating Amigas. We got to see Medina hit a serve or two. We got to see a defensive break, because 5 points, you normally consider that out of reach, but 6 or 7 surely is. They'll have to make something happen now. That's a good start with a nice rip from Medina, but a great backhand from Pierson is just enough to throw Ambulating Amigas off balance, quite literally, as Annelise Rohrer takes a bit of a dive. And the point will go back the way of Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, those recovery sets just not getting centered from Medina and Rohrer. Really just have to have them, especially when you're down, but really at all times if you're playing at a high level. You need to be executing.
The shot selection from Medina is nice because the defense was out of position, but well recovered. Again, it's Allie Foster utilizing that reach very well. Now she swipes with a pull, well defended, and a nice backhand from Annelise Rohrer to finish the point.
The keys to success, just getting those sets centered over the net so you have that option, right? You can't hit the backhand if you're set off net for your right forehand, that is. So just making sure they're getting their sets back there. They have the hits, but they don't have the opportunity every time to take those hits. And that's really what they need to continue doing. They need to stay in this game and this match. Right now, just trying to stay in this point. Will she just tap it on? Looks like it.
Essentially.
Nice, like, medium-paced hit there, though, to give some credit.
Yeah, it looks like it caught front pocket, so it came out nice and low with a little extra spin, but Allie Foster has no trouble with neither the receive nor the put away, as that one is sent back our way. Now she'll serve. That one looked maybe a little side pocket, but it'll be played anyway.
Ooh.
That one lipped up, I think, at the end, and Medina isn't able to get a hand on it. That means Foster gets the ball again, and this lead continues to stretch out.
I had a bad angle inside, but I thought it went straight. Yeah, because it definitely hit. I would have expected it.
Yeah, some questions there. The Observer looking mostly for front rim and high on the serve as their perspectives, their focuses. Oh, great recovery set attempt. Which is a little too low from Rohrer there. So
yeah, it looked like it may have actually even hit the net, but either way, it clipped Medina in the leg when it came off the net. Whether it was rim or net, we couldn't quite tell. So again, the players rotate, and Allie Foster gets another chance to put this game away. It is 19-11, 2 points away from finishing it out here in game one. Annelise trying to get something going here with the backhand, and it's a shot she's been pretty spot on with so far today. Unfortunately, we just have not seen it enough. When it comes out, really nobody's been able to get a hand on it, but it's just so infrequent that they're having a bit of trouble getting that consistency down. Medina as well on the serves. A bit of inconsistency. That one is good, but it's not enough to catch Biggie Smalls off balance. Katie Pierson with a clean low touch. And now it is match point, rather game point, for Biggie Smalls with Katie Pierson to serve.
going for that standard flat stance.
She's been stepping out lefty a lot with that stance. It'll work this time as, well, a defensive opportunity comes the way of Biggie Smalls, but they won't even need it. The hit from Medina, not good. Game one, all wrapped up. Still a bit more to go, of course, in this match with Biggie Smalls and Ambulating Amigas, but you see there in that replay, the hit not good enough, and it looks like Biggie Smalls eager to put this one away as soon as they can. They are the heavy favorites after all, coming in to this matchup We had to see some pretty substantial, some pretty impressive play from Emulating Amigas if they wanted to make any kind of upset happen, but we just didn't see them make it happen early enough where we gained that confidence in their abilities, or to keep that game close at least.
Yeah, just wire to wire, not really hitting those execution points that they need to be hitting. We're seeing glimpses of it throughout the game where they're getting those clean 1-2-3 putaways. They're getting into position and making those good recovery sets to get back to net. But by and large, they're not executing, and Biggie Smalls is showing them how it's done.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, coming into game 2, you know that Emulating Amigas, they've got to talk about this now. They've got to figure out what exactly they can do. To their credit, they're doing a nice job on the serve receive, which, you know, we thought would give them a little bit of trouble. But, you know, even as skillful of a server as Katie Pierson, hasn't been able to sneak any no-touch aces by, but she has been able to throw, you know, both of these players, both Medina and Rohrer, a little bit off balance. If they can just clean those up a little bit and get those hits on, we've got to see Annelise with those little low flicks. If she can keep pulling that one out, this one could seriously be a game, but they've just got to get that happening a little bit more consistently and clean up those sets from Medina to enable that kind of play.
Yeah, precisely. As we see the players, they're beginning to get back towards the field, looking to jump into game 2 action. Pierson and Foster, a fun shout for them. You'll see when we jump back to them, they're rocking the San Francisco Major event t-shirts. That, of course, a fun thing because they won that event. It was their 3rd Spikeball Tour Series event that they won in a row.
Yeah, they're on a roll.
Really fun feat for them. Again, they took last week off in Atlanta, so they don't have 4 in a row as far as the Tour Series is concerned, but as far as appearances for them, could be going 4 in a row for their appearances with a win in this game and match. So,
yep. Well, we're looking to
fun,
get
fun streaks on the line.
Yeah, looking to see exactly how this one ends up wrapping up, right? I mean, obviously, winning what 21-12 is a pretty intimidating now for Medina and Rohrer to step back onto the net and try to make something happen. But we've seen that, like I already said, I mean, we've seen some of the highlights from them. We've seen that potential. Just about getting those opportunities a little bit more. Medina will start to serve in this one, and a strong one to begin at the shoulder of Allie Foster. And that one is well received and well put away, in fact, by Annelise Rohrer, who gets a chance, puts that one up and over Allie Foster, which is not that easy to do, but she makes it happen anyway, and the first point goes the way of Medina. She'll now serve again. Second serve will land just fine, but Katie Pierson has a lot of time to work with that one. Chooses to go with the backhand flick defense. Nowhere close.
Yeah, like you said for Rohrer, right? Just the backhand is something that's not really traditionally getting covered by any player, for any player right now. So it's very open as long as the set's good enough. Gives that option. Oh, speaking of good enough, that serve might have been really good. Getting absolutely sent by heat waves in the background right now. What a great song.
That's a nice cut as well. Good amount of movement on that one. Medina, unfortunately, out of position, so she has to just let that one bounce gently onto the net. And, well, that means Katie Pierson, Allie Foster. No trouble cleaning that up at all.
Yeah, needs to, if you're not going to go for that hit on 3, you need to sell the hit on 3 to open up that 2 that's dropping in. A very specific skill that most people don't work on because they usually just work on actually hitting well.
Right, and not letting the ball just bounce on the net.
If you're ever looking for an acting class, some people really like doing that move.
Oh, Rohrer had a chance. She chose to play that one. That looked a little high. Medina gave her a solid set, not perfect, but enough to do something with, and unfortunately Rohrer made the wrong choice and hit the rim.
Already opening up a 2-point lead. Really setting the tone. Trying to get into that split up even more. Ooh.
Second serve from
almost
Pierson.
identical.
Yeah, almost the same as the first. Not as much movement on that cut, or at least on that spin that she was able to put on the ball, but that one is equally high, so Medina will get another chance at it.
Nice push there from Pierson.
Yeah, those are the hits that are just so hard to get back. It barely leaves the net. I mean, in terms of height, it's just staying at that net height all the way through its travel, and Medina and Rohrer really had no chance. Medina almost gave it the diving effort, but decided against it, and that means Allie Foster will get a nice serving break.
The rain begins, or resumes, I guess.
Resumes, yeah, we did have a nice little break there.
Apologies, I'm not the resident meteorologist, so my technical terms are way off there.
Oh, Medina tried the push. She thought she saw the gap and rips hard at it, but unfortunately, well off the mark. Needed to rip that ball the other direction, given the path of the set. Now Allie Foster, I mean, she has another chance to keep up this serving pressure already with a 6-2 lead and building. Just puts that one on gently. This gives Rohrer a chance, but she does not capitalize. Oh, but the set is flubbed there. An uncharacteristic mistake from Katie Pierson, and that will give the ball back to the ambulating Amigas.
Just working out the serving rotations here. Oh.
I was wondering if we were going to see a nice little ace there from Medina, but unfortunately that one hit the rim and wasn't good, and the second one is called high.
Serving was, it's one of those, you know, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't situations. If you don't hit the ball hard enough on the serve, you know Biggie Smalls is a great offensive team, they're going to put it away. But the harder you swing, the lower your serve percentage. So ambulating Amigas needs to figure out how they're going to thread that needle on risk and reward. They need to do it really quickly because they're already down 4 points and a game. Make that 5.
Yeah, that's a nice clean hit. Straight on in the gap. Again, we saw Rohrer covering the pull. We saw Medina sliding in to try to cover that short shot. And, well, once again, Pierson finds the gap.
Now, I want to say that Biggie Smalls might be on cruise control.
I mean, they do seem pretty comfortable, right? I mean, they're playing their game. They're hitting serves that are good enough to throw the offense of Rohrer Medina off balance, and defensive conversions here and there just keep starting to build this lead, right? It's a 4-point lead right now, which they've now held for a little bit, but every once in a while they get those breaks they need and put them over the top.
But counterpoint to saying they're on cruise control would be to invoke the team name Cruise Control of the Premier Division that has had some middling results so far this year. So maybe you don't want to be on cruise control because cruise control means not showing up in the clutch. But that was a lot of work for me to just say that sometimes cruise control is not the right way to go. They need to go pedal to the metal here.
Right now, they're just not being pressured enough that it seems, you know, necessary. Like you said, you bring out that competitive spirit when you feel like you're being pressured. But all Biggie Smalls really need to do right now is just do what they do best. I mean, that serve was excellent by Allie Foster.
Yeah, setting the pace there. Foster ripped that. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. So wondering if Foster's going to walk away and do a replayed serve, but it will be a hold for ambulating Amigas. And yeah, a very, you know, like you said, it's great serve has to be met with a great serve receive, and Rohrer did that.
I actually don't know if I know what you were asking.
Ooh, backhand there coming in from Katie Pierson. We saw the serve from Medina, like kind of they've all been relatively hard, but straight at you.
Not challenging enough. There's no movement side to side. Really, I don't believe Medina has a potent cut serve. Might be in a tiny bit of movement. And for Pierson, like you said, getting that directional set from Foster is too easy. Oh. How would you characterize the velocity of precipitation right now, Jonah?
Another meteorologist question. I'll get back to you after this point because another little flub set from Katie Pierson. We've seen that twice now where she's just a little off the mark. Like you said, cruise control. We see those things come out. But just a moment ago, I think the precipitation was, again, in that moderate drizzle category. We are dancing between light drizzle, straight up drizzle, and moderate drizzle. I think those are 3 fair characterizations. I think right now we are in the drizzle phase of the rain rather than the light or moderate varieties. That is a clean backhand swipe from Allie Foster. Again, finding the gap that gives her the ball again with a 6-point lead.
Score.
The set from Pierson is better than before, at least in terms of placement, but it's not high enough to give Allie Foster the time to get back. That serve called no good, it seems. So Pierson will take the ball back.
Score.
13-7.
Some more score conversations.
We have a live scoreboard now too, Jonah, for the fans that are beginning to gather around the feature court, wrapping up their bracket days. So we're managing a lot of egos here in the front office.
I think we've landed on 13-7, and with a good serve, Katie Pierson will get another break. Really low serve there. May have clipped rim, but played through anyway. There's the touch, and possibly the hit here coming in from Pierson. She lets it go. The complete miss, and it works.
Taking a page out of my advice book, right? You have to really sell that fake on 3. Look at this full run back. Pierson winds up, swings, doesn't touch the ball.
Wow.
Because it was actually a hit by Foster the whole time.
I mean, that's the kind of big brain stuff that you just don't see very often because it's so hard to do right. And like you said, shout out Katie Pierson for making that one happen.
It's better to be lucky than good sometimes, I suppose.
That's what they say.
That's what I will have to disclaim. But imagine executing that more than once on purpose.
That would be impressive.
Once is a coincidence, but twice.
Good to put on the resume.
That's a high-level skill all of a sudden.
Second serve from Pierson is played by Medina.
Might have been a no-hit zone violation. Not sure exactly what the call was, but everyone seemed to stop right around when Kenya hit the ball. So it's likely the symptom.
Well, that just means Katie Pierson gets another serve, which is now the responsibility of Annelise Rohrer to receive, and unfortunately unable to do so. A little bit of a discussion on the height of that serve. And it appears it was called high.
So a second serve now for Pierson.
Let's go big. 16-7. First. I'm sorry, it's second.
Bit of a kerfuffle there. No brawl breaks out.
That serve is definitely good. There's the pull from Rohrer.
Yeah,
out of reach.
You see the play developing from the moment Kenya gets her feet set on that second touch right before it. Is Rohrer's going to set up this pull. Foster's going around her back to cover that pull, and Pierson's not rotating either. So just having that control to have that option is what Ambulating Amigas needs to be doing, and is mostly not able to get control of their sets.
Rohrer to serve. An 8-point gap.
Oh,
that's a fantastic shot from Katie Pierson. The step around, the no-hit zone as usual. Skillful. And good enough to get the point back and get the ball in the hands of Allie Foster. Hasn't quite been as hot as Pierson on the serving, at least so far this game. But it's something that she doesn't really need to worry about with this kind of lead. Rohrer with the set. Medina tries to recover, but a set that just was not on the mark gives Medina a bit too much trouble, and Biggie Smalls, their 10-point lead now, staring their opponents in the face. Big step out and a jam that gives Annelise Rohrer a lot of trouble.
Right off the fingertips, you're getting stuck in that spot where you can't get your hand quite around it in time. Takes that unfortunate bounce backwards instead of up. Ooh.
Oh, the lefty, not something we've seen from her yet today.
Allie feeling comfortable there.
There's the righty. Nice little put on. Medina with the receive. And once again, an error on the set from Annelise Rohrer. Medina really could have gotten to that one, but thought twice, didn't want to dive at this point in the game. It is now 20-8 with the match on the line in our final of our women's advanced bracket on the line. Here goes Allie Foster. Wants the swing hard, but that one clips the rim. She'll probably just get this one on, I'd imagine.
Believe, yeah. Balls in play has been the game plan. Oh, no.
Ooh.
Wants to end it in style, and I can't blame her. She's got a cushion to you know, go for things.
Medina with a pretty good serve, well received and recovered on the set. Body defense from Medina. Can she get it on? Yes, she can. Here goes Allie, though. Up and over. Possible from Annelise as Medina gives a swipe at it, but cannot track it down. What a point to end it, and that'll do it for our women's advanced final. Biggie Smalls, the heavy favorites, doing what they do best and closing things out in 2 games.
Yeah, just clean offensively across the board there. Credit to Rohrer and Medina hustling to the last touch there on the replay you guys see on your screens. But wow, just a clinic really for Biggie Smalls today. Coming in, sweeping the competition. They don't drop a game. They hardly drop any points. Mostly just dropping
dimes.
Just dime sets. I mean, their offense was just cleaner than all the other teams we got to see in this division today. It wasn't really close. They're winning all these tournaments for a reason. Didn't get to see many of their elite level rivals in Philadelphia, so look for them to get a little more challenged at another more densely populated division.
No Twins, no Graham Rogers.
No Kickstart. Yeah,
right.
The list go on and on, of course, but as far as teams that have won events or placed highly, yeah, very, very, very short there. Will be interesting to see how the third place match also fared. So we'll see what Fuengo updates we get for the Kaching versus the boys matchup. As for the remainder of today's coverage, we are going to take a momentary break and bring back some Premier Division matchups. We'll give you more details when we come back.
Yeah, Premier quarterfinals. Don't go anywhere. Some exciting stuff coming your way. We'll be back in a second.